My apologies.
Don't worry about it. Just, we'll deal with the monster. Look, that's the same light again.
Where am I? Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too! Are you injured, Your Excellency? We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Come on, men! They're coming back for more! Let's get—
Don't! It's too dangerous.
Danger is our duty, ma'am. If we were the kinds to shy away from danger, we never would have taken up arms to begin with.
No need to worry, Almighty Shogun. When the situation looks bleak, we will draw on the power granted to us by the god.
Is that a vision?
It certainly is. I know the gods are omnipotent, and their willingness to grant their power to humans means they have high expectations for us. If the Almighty Shogun is in trouble, now of all times is the moment for us to honor that.
So that's how samurai of that era understood visions, huh?
Nobody knew where Your Excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now we've found you. Just the sight of you appearing before us once more has reignited the hope in our heart. This hope is the light that will guide us.
Everyone, on me!
We'll help too!
Huh? Affirmative, but what?
Protect the Almighty Shogun!
This is order.
Rain Cutter! Rain outlines your fate. Huh? Huh. My apologies. Sakura Swirl!
Stabilize.
It seems like their attacks are finally over.
I've never fought.
Thank you all.
Are you—
I'm fine.
You fought phenomenally. It was— The monsters will definitely come back. And when they do, it'll be more than— Quickly, escort Her Excellency back to Inazuma City.
When everyone sees the Almighty Shogun.
Well, what—
We will stay here and guard against the— We are brothers in arms. As long as—
Just leave it to us. Fighting is— But the Almighty Shogun is the only one of us with the power, no matter what kind of threat faces Inazuma.
Thank you all very much. I should not have left it this late to make this promise.
Don't worry, Your Excellency. We will never doubt your word as long with you leading us.
Glory to the Shogun! Glory to the Shogun!
They're gone.
It was both. The people's sacrifice has always caused me immense pain. But in dwelling on the tragedy, I overlooked their splendor. The grief blinded me to how brightly they shone in the result being that in the centuries since their sacrifice, you could take the view that whatever I say to them is meaningless, but even so, they are due a resolution. I owe it to them, and
Well, Paimon thinks that even if it's a—
thank you for your comforting words. But I used to think just like that samurai. That I was— But what Inazuma needs more than a warrior is someone like Makoto. Even though I am utterly unlike Makoto, and can never become the person she was, I still need to do the— Yes, they are. As the Raiden Shogun they revere,
Well said.
change will come to Inazuma, and with it, new possibilities. No matter how long it takes, I am committed to bringing this to fruition. This is my promise. Now that we've dealt with the Rift Hounds, this matter is halfway resolved. It does not appear that the threat will escalate for the time being. I will leave the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions to handle the follow-up work.
Alrighty then. Let's Ei looks calm on the outside, but she seems to have changed a lot. Huh? What's wrong, What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
My body... I can't move it. It looks like... the situation... No need. She is calling me. I need to go to the cave below the ground.
Why? What?
A battleground.
I won't hold you back. Off we go.
We're finally here. The entrance should be nearby.
Whoa! Where'd that Torii gate come from?
It's getting worse again. But it's fine. I'm happy. I'm about to put an end to it all. This is a place I once sealed off with my own hands. The entrance to Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness. It looks like she will no longer allow me to do with...
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is she? Makoto?
Follow me.
Where are we Paimon's dizzy. Whoa. This place... Look up, it's another A!
We meet again, traveler. This body is an assistant to the one within, but it is also the guardian of the rules. Should the one within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Wait! Paimon knows that voice! Is that... the puppet?
You have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have grasped the true essence of eternity. You believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, you believe your present self is correct, don't you? But have you really been enlightened with new ideas? Or have you been degraded by irreversible erosion? I'm here to show you my answer. We are both warriors, and the dialogue we must now have shall be conducted by the blade alone.
Wait. The atmosphere in here just took a turn for the worse. Are you,
The discomfort I was experiencing earlier was caused by the Shogun rejecting my continued use of her body. As she indicates, once I started entertaining the idea of change, I became hostile in her eyes. But inside a realm of consciousness, I exist independently of her. She cannot affect me in this way. Though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness too. When necessary, she appears here to confront me.
Paimon gets that everyone has their internal battles and stuff, but Hei's showdown with the Shogun?
The rules I set for the Shogun are... No. The Shogun herself. I would not try to change her if it wasn't necessary.
Isn't there any other way? Can't you talk it through or something? But they both...
My form is a symbol of supreme majesty, in which has been vested power over all the realm. It is the cohesive embodiment of all that constitutes the Raiden Shogun. It inherits Ei's pain, the pain of inevitable loss that comes. Every action undertaken is for the sake of resisting determination, courage, love. Only rules shall remain constant for eternity. Those were my thoughts when I created you. Now, they are towering obstacles that I have no choice but to over. You wish to make yourself my enemy? I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity. And I am she who promised a dream to her subjects. Raiden Ei. In the end, even the proud and mighty Oni Maiden was cut down and disgraced. Though your blade has been cleansed of her blood and filth, never shall it shine as brightly as it once did. Shine down! Weak. There is no escape! The eye sweeps the lands! Insolent! Illusion shattered! Pathetic! Inferior! Inazuma shines eternal! There is no escape! The Kitsune sakura blossoms that once filled the skies fell to the ground as pitch-black rain. As long as the ley lines flow, the relentless erosion of time will never stop.
She's completely recovered?
Absurd! This world, a fleeting shadow. Torn to oblivion! Weak. Rumble. Your verdict is decided. Shine down! Now you shall perish of destructions! Illusion shattered! Shattered! There is... insolent! The divine lightning that envelops all of Inazuma will fade silently into the clouds. There shall never be another. Never. For the rest of time. Transcending. Absurd.
shall perish!
The eye sweeps the land.
Shattered! There is no escape! Torn to oblivion! Strike dead! Illusion shattered!
Only emptiness awaits.
Have you finally defeated her?
It appears your martial prowess, but how long can your will remain
How the heck?
in this realm of consciousness? She was built to resist erosion.
Then, does that mean...
Maybe. But I have to prove to her that my present will is no product of erosion. The future I shall forge will be a grand undertaking. If I don't do this, the Shogun's rules can never change. This is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last, months, years, centuries. And 500 years ago, humanity proved their strength in battle. Here in the present, they rely on their ambition to challenge wayward practices, tear them out like the diseased wood of an old sakura tree. So it is about time that I learned to trust them. I understand that. But if the dreams I fight for the I vow to the subjects of Inazuma that I shall one day return. During my absence, I place everything in Miko's hands.
But this means that...
Pass on my words.
Looks like we got kicked out. Oh, what do we do? Are we really... She was making sense. And maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still... Right? Also, what if she gets too obsessed with winning, and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could happen. Yeah, we should help her. Is there any way we can cut down how long she needs to spend in there? Or, you know, help her... Well, whatever. We can't let anything bad... Oh, but we also can't get in... Okay, well, first things first. We gotta find a way back in. Oh, come on, brain juice. Don't feel Paimon now. Oh, you're right. Who knows if she really understands these...
Everybody stand back! What? Another bad one? Protection of the Electro-Archon. May the blossoms...
Someone's not in the best of moods. Let me guess. I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else, I don't think I'd have the patience to keep greeting them with a
But you're always smiling.
That was a figure of speech. Do you understand?
Oh, yeah. Something really big's happened.
Oh, okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable. Presumes her sheer... You know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why start fretting about it now? Rushed into it without thinking. So you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help? Who gave you that idea?
Is she playing dumb? She's doing this on purpose, for sure.
You're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that I don't know much more about Raiden Makoto's realm of consciousness than you do. All I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura. And from what I...
Because Raiden Makoto is no longer alive?
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can only speculate. Anyway, we needn't worry about the details. First things first.
By the protection of the electro Talk to the Electro Archon whenever you're troubled.
Now then, I always have my way. To the outsider, the realm of consciousness is a very... In other words, even though I can't...
So, it's a...
Yes, no need to try and understand it. Everything is turbulent and disordered. If you try to force your way in, you could be swept. This is precisely why when entering the plane of euthymia, it's much safer if you place your consciousness in a physical object first.
What? Alright, well, I'm on staying here then.
Suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is A. So what's the big deal?
You... Paren's had it up to here with both of you!
Oh, well, if you're quite sure, then of course. Now, I shall send you on your way. Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinarily chaotic. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you only a strong enough will can prevent you from being swallowed by the giant waves of abstract space. Well then, the door is open. Hop up. I'll stay outside and provide what's... I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake, and for Inazuma's, please. Bring her back.
Miko, you better know what you're doing!
That's enough chatter. Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
Huh? You have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And this is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were first established. Over countless battles, not once have you lost, and never have you shown the slightest hesitation. Had I made all enemies of eternity stand against you, for your firm commitment to enforcing the rules, you have my admiration too. You bring honor to the title of Guardian of Eternity. Now these two return once more to this space. Then, let this be our final duel. The conclusion to that which began 500 years ago. Final duel? Stand back, traveler. I'm going to be the start of something new. The time our duels took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall of nations. The energy they consume, great enough to vaporize the oceans and turn day into night. And the will they demanded, sufficient to penetrate minds and crush dreams. Yet, you have endured. I will endure forever. Witness. There is no escape. Calamity. There is no escape. Illusion shattered. Inferior. Shine down! Eternity is in my hands! Illusion shattered! Remove all obstacles. Shine down! Perish! Inferior! Illusion shattered! Inferior!
Rise!
This is the end. You have won. I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But it seems my belief was baseless, and I underestimated your spirit. But a will that cannot be eroded has no way to embrace the future. You need not worry about the future, and you aren't alone. I know your power more than anyone else. Had I relied upon my strength alone, yet my reason for fighting redefined my martial prowess. And whenever I think of this, I feel something stirring within Mut. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems to be trying to guide me. To encourage. I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, this power is beyond the limits of my understanding. This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only... When I clasped Mut, it was at once a familiar feeling and a strange... You have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. I shall no longer stop you from attempting to modify the rules. From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but from today onward, you are me. Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, I should not regard you as a mere tool. You truly have changed. I suppose this is what humans call... I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change. But as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again in the future. Do you say this because you have not yet reconciled yourself with your defeat? It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting then? Like...
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness. I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties and left you all to pick up the pieces. Makoto? I'm so happy. You've come so far. I always knew you would make it here in the end. I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power, I too would be released. A convoluted way to reach you, but... well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that you wouldn't have listened to a word I said. There was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me, but... you never mentioned this to me. Everything happened so suddenly. I'm sorry. I've always felt terrible for having to entrust Inazuma to you all of a sudden. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit of stillness. Did you know what was about to happen in Conria? I had some sense of it. That place was not somewhere that any Archon could afford to ignore. In my present form, I can no longer perceive time. I don't know how long we have been separated before this reunion, and I don't know what Inazuma has experienced in the meantime. But I know that this must have been an extremely arduous journey for you. And I'm sure you must have wanted to shed tears many times along the way. Don't look down on me. See? You admit it. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Here, take it. But it is you who must take the most important step.
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom. She who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh? Is it really? Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future. Nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, A? I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred Sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh? Goodbye, Makoto.
So the A of the present planted the sacred Sakura in the realm of consciousness. No matter what you make of it, it's quite incredible.
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Eternity is a concept intimately connected with time.
A place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to return precisely to this point in time. And yet, that sense of disorderly...
I don't fully understand yet. But
Well, I'm not...
I know what you mean. Perhaps Makoto got a higher power involved in all of this. But whatever the explanation, her solution is what saved us all. Without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been completely swallowed up centuries ago.
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura. But to me, it has always been there. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness.
No. But I understand why now. It was because the sacred Sakura hadn't even been...
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I like it.
Ugh. Now we see.
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted, and obviously I played my... It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm. Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wish. At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of... The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time...
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside. So it was a great shock to me when the traveler reappeared. My first thought was, has a great disaster befallen Inazuma? But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You too have my thanks.
A, how are you feeling now?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was... After all,
I only heard her voice. I'll be fine. I have to say, this has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She even factored my immaturity into her plan. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see that I just planted a seed.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again. That's amazing!
Thank you.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the shadows. Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future.
It's rare to hear such comforting words from.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never.
Makoto said the exact same thing!
Great minds think alike, hmm? I wonder, does that qualify me to maybe take the. Actually, no. Forget that. Far more trouble than.
We will have to end the frivolities there. There is much. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things. After that,
Really? That's huge news!
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis. I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead. I'm looking forward to it.